Hi, I am Chris McElmont, a craft cognitive performance specialist. What if I told you there was a pill out there with the following benefits? Helps sharpen your attention under pressure, improves your decision-making speed and accuracy, improves your situational awareness, reduces your performance anxiety, helps you recover faster cognitively, and finally helps with long-term fatigue resilience. I assume all you students in this class would jump at the opportunity to take this pill because these tactical benefits and performance enhancements I just mentioned are all needed to be successful F-35 fighter pilots. Unfortunately, no such pill exists, and even if it did, it would probably cost $1,000 a pill. Your insurance wouldn't cover it. And don't have a long list of those nasty side effects like you see on drug company commercials on TV. What if I told you there was a mental skill that is free and has no side effects and can give you the same tactical benefits and performance enhancements? That skill is mindfulness. But before we dive deeper into mindfulness, I want to help you have present moment awareness for this presentation. So we are going to do a quick mindfulness sniper shooter grounding exercise. This can be done anytime, helping you make sure you're present from anything for studying, driving, briefing, to flying. This is a check-in of yourself and your surroundings so that you can be present and where your feet need to be. So the first thing I want you to do is be comfortable, but sit up tall in your chair, back against your chair, feet on the ground. Relax, shoulders down. First thing I want you to do is take a mental note of what you see in your surroundings. I'll give you a few seconds. Next, I want you to take a mental note of what you hear. And if you hear nothing, silence, note that. What does silence sound like? Give you a few seconds. And finally, what do you feel? First, externally physically. So you're from your feet on the ground to how's your body feel in the chair to the clothes on your body. And then internally, how do you feel? From your thoughts to where your focus is, to are you tired, are you bored, are you sleepy, what's your heart rate doing, what's your breathing rate doing, do you feel stressed, tense, relaxed, calm, whatever. Just note how you feel internally and externally. I'll give you a few seconds. All right, now that you are locked in, we are going to discuss mindfulness for precision in and out of the cockpit. How does mindfulness help you stay mission ready while enhancing focus and resilience? This presentation is tailored specifically for F-35 fighter pilots. So why mindfulness? Mindfulness means maintaining present moment awareness. It's about paying attention on purpose, with full attention and without judgment. I'm going to say that again, without judgment. Very important to keep in mind, because when I asked you doing the grounding, when you checked in internally, I didn't care what you were thinking. I didn't care if you were like, didn't want to be here, you're bored, you're tired, this instructor's not exciting. I didn't care what you thought or anything. I just wanted you to be aware of what's going on with yourself right now. No judgment. I want you to remember that your mind is your most advanced weapon system if you use it deliberately, purposefully, and you practice with your mind. And also remember that mindfulness equals that mental edge because it improves your focus, your clarity, and your emotional control. Flying the F-35 demands absolute focus and split-second decisions. Mindfulness is not about relaxation. Instead, it's about sharpening awareness and maintaining clarity even when stress and chaotic situations occur. I just told you mindfulness is not relaxation. It's also not meditation. It's tactical mental conditioning. I want you to think of mindfulness as mental situational awareness. It's being aware of what's going on in your mind and body, the same way you track your instruments and the environment. Mindfulness does not require long sessions. Mindfulness is used by elite operators and elite athletes, as well as high-stakes professionals, such as Navy SEALs and surgeons. Mindfulness is backed by neuroscience and performance research. In fact, studies with special ops and elite athletes show that mindfulness improves working memory, reaction times, and reduces susceptibility to stress-based errors. Now that I've told you why mindfulness is important, the benefits that you get from it, what it is and what it's not, I'm going to give you some tips on how to practice it. The first two are inside the cockpit. So the first thing we're going to do is a tactical reset drill. The purpose of this would be regain control in high pressure or post-high G situations. So it's 4 steps. The first thing we're going to do, just like we did in the grounding exercise, posture check, ground yourself in your seat. Next, we're going to do some belly breath awareness. Notice I said belly, because when we breathe, watch my lower hand. It should come out with my belly when I breathe in. It's important to breathe with your belly because there's a vagus nerve that goes from your heart to your brain. And if you use your belly, that gives you more air in there to help you relax more, but it also stimulates that vagus nerve, which again, like I said, goes from your heart to your brain. And so that automatically tells your brain to calm down and relax. But if you breathe, a lot of times when we get stressed, we breathe with our chest or our shoulders, and we're not stimulating that vagus nerve, and we're making ourselves actually worse, more stressed and tense. And you get home and you're like, why is my shoulders so stressed? It's because you're not breathing correctly. So belly breathing is very important. So take 3 to 4 breaths. It doesn't matter whether it's in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's what's most comfortable. And then there's different ways to get rhythm. So some people do like 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, or the box breathing that's pretty popular, 4 seconds in, hold, 4 seconds out, hold. But the most important thing, use that belly. So that's the second thing you do after you do your posture check. You belly breathe. Third, because it regulates that stress. Third thing we do, the 3-second sensory check-in scan, just like we did with the grounding after we did a posture check. What are you seeing, hearing, and feeling? It's a mental, quick scan of your mind and body. And then finally, we're going to do a reset mission intention. So what matters in the next 60 seconds? What is important now? So I can do the OODA loop. I can observe, I can orient, I can decide, and I can take action. Again, what's important now? Not what happened in the past, not worrying about the future. What's important now? So that's the tactical reset drill. Posture check, belly breath awareness, 3-second sensory check-in, and then reset mission intention. Now, when can these be done? You can try them between dogfight drills, before high-stake comms, or post-maneuver. The second drill, as far as mindfulness to do in the cockpit, is in-mission mindfulness cue, the anchor. So the anchor is I want you to choose a routine flight moment. It could be a HUD scan, a throttle check, before takeoff, after radio comms. Use that as your cue. Then I want you to take action. That action is trigger, reset, phase. So when that cue is triggered, I want you to take one breath and mentally say a personalized cue. It could be lock in, reset, focus, execute, whatever works with you. It could be a mantra, it could be a phrase, it could be your own hype person, whatever works for you. This builds consistency and grounding and refocusing. These aren't lengthy meditations, they're operational tools. First, belly breathing can bring your heart rate down and stress rapidly. The check-in keeps you on your mission mentally. And finally, your reset phrase reinforces your intentional control. Now, you don't have to just use mindfulness in the cockpit. I'm going to give you an example on how to use it outside. So this is called Debrief Enhancement Tool, with the acronym STOP. So you use this before or during debriefs after missions. So the first, the S, stands for actually stop. Take 5 seconds before reacting. Think before you speak. T is take a breath. Remember that belly breath. O, observe. Do that check-in again, that grounding. What are your thoughts, emotions, physical cues? What do I feel? What do I hear? What do I see? And then finally, P is for proceed. Respond with clarity. This can improve your clarity, reduces ego-driven friction in team dynamics. So to do this before and during a debrief. Stop, take a breath, observe, proceed. Now, just like anything else, this takes practice. You cannot just do this every once in a while or when simply you just get stressed. This is something you need to do on a regular basis. It takes practice. So what I want you to do is a mindfulness habit loop. In other words, I want you to train the mind like a muscle. So what does that look like? All we're looking for is 5 to 12 minutes daily. Combination of breathing, awareness, body scan. There's some apps to even help you with this because mindfulness has become very popular. So in the military, we have Headspace, which is free for the Air Force. Mindfulness Coach, which is a VA app. Push-Ups for Mind.mil is based on the best-selling book on mindfulness called Peak Mind. So it actually accompanies the book. It's a great way to learn about the book and practice it at the same time. I want you to link your mindfulness to existing habits, whether it's briefings, pre-flight, post-flight, debriefs, whatever. Link it to existing habits. But you don't have to just use mindfulness with your work. You can have daily informal practice opportunities. So what about driving with no music on? How does the steering wheel feel? How do your feet feel on the pedals and the brake? Do you see anything, like say from work to home, that you maybe haven't noticed in the past because you're really not present? So I want you to see, hear, and feel while you're driving. Also, like listening to music. My favorite musician is Bruce Springsteen. He has 16 instruments in his band. So can I hear his voice? Can I hear the electric guitar? Can I hear the acoustic guitar? Can I hear the drums, the saxophone, the horns, the violin, and the words? Or an active listening. When I'm listening to somebody, can I see maybe how their mouth moves? Can I see how I feel? Check in with myself. Can I actually hear more of what is actually saying? Everything. And if I feel myself going off in the future, saying a cue to get myself back. So that's the way you can practice, because if you can't do it during your normal life, you're not going to be able to do it under pressure. This builds long-term resilience and situational awareness. It also enhances working memory, sleep, and stress tolerance. So finally, the takeaways for this is mindfulness equals mission readiness tool. Small practices equal big changes over time. Mindfulness equals that mental edge in combat and daily readiness. It's fast, it's practical techniques, proven based on research, and used by the best of the best. Mental training is as important as physical and tactical training, but it takes practice. Your brain is the most advanced weapon. Train it deliberately. And I'm going to leave you with these two things. You don't rise to the level of your training. You fall to the level of your preparation, including your mindset. Your aircraft is state of the art. So is your brain. Mindfulness is how you keep it mission ready. Thank you very much.